Cheetah Girl or Diva Girl? What are the secrets behind Raven Symone's longtime success on Disney Channel? And how has the former child star been affected by the fame and fortune? If you watched television in the 90s and 2000s, chances are you spotted this now famous actress before she was a big name, back when she was spotlighting in advertisements and making appearances on popular sitcoms. Symone isn't just an actress either. She's now got a popular podcast, has released multiple albums, and was a co-host on The View for over a year. However, that isn't all she's famous for. Controversies surrounding the star's personal life and time in the limelight have been rumored for years, and fans are dying to know what's true and what's a pack of lies about Raven Symone. Raven Symone was born in Atlanta to two parents who clearly had no problem with their kid being in the entertainment industry. From the time she was 2 years old, Raven was already acting in commercials for large American brands like Fisher-Price and Ritz Crackers. By 3, her parents had relocated to Ossining, New York, home of the Sing Sing Correctional Facility, and a place with better opportunities for their daughter's career. Before she was ever noticed by Disney Channel, Raven was personally selected by Bill Cosby for a place on his then popular sitcom, The Cosby Show. She played his 3-year-old step-granddaughter, Olivia, for 2 years on the show until it ended. Speaking to People in 2017, after the allegations against Bill Cosby and his trial on assault charges, Raven said she wanted everyone who deserves justice to get it. She also has maintained that she never dealt with any inappropriate behavior or unwanted advances from Cosby on the set of the show or after, which makes sense since she was only a little girl at the time. As a teenager, Raven landed her first big movie role in Dr. Dolittle, playing Eddie Murphy's daughter, and she'd work with him again in Dr. Dolittle 2 a few years later. In 1999, a 13-year-old Raven was cast as Nebula in her first ever production with Disney, Xenon, the Girl from the 21st Century. A year later, after auditioning for a new Disney show about a psychic teenager and her zany friends, Raven got the lead role, and the show title was changed to That's So Raven. If you don't remember, That's So Raven was a huge success, not only because it was Disney's longest-running show at that point, but also because of how popular Raven became with viewers all over the world. By the end of the show, That's So Raven had sparked everything from dolls to video games and produced Disney's first spin-off show, starring Raven's co-star Kyle Massey. From there, Raven's work on Disney Channel continued with a recurring voice acting role in Kim Possible, a lead role in the classic Cheetah Girls franchise, and appearances in box office hits like The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. Raven appeared to love the work she was doing for Disney Channel, but was everything as perfect as it seemed? On an episode of her podcast released in early August 2023, Symone sat down with her wife Miranda Madej and described how her low body image as a child and teenager was because of being in the public eye. Due to the constant scrutiny from fans and paparazzi, Raven actually went under the knife before she turned 18 and got both lipo and breast reduction surgery done to improve her image and her health. While most parents might think twice before allowing their underage child to get plastic surgery, Raven admitted it was actually her father who heavily suggested she get a breast reduction, and as a young girl, she hoped that plus the liposuction, that would make her look thinner. Looking back on the procedure, Raven also revealed to her wife that she had a seizure during one of the surgeries, and recommended that any teens or young women who are considering surgery wait until they're older to make the decision. Since her work for Disney Channel in the early 2000s, Raven seems to have made peace with her body and health, and she was applauded for being a curvy actress in the lead role in the Cheetah Girl series. While her co-stars in the first 2 films, Adrienne Bailon, Sabrina Bryan, and Keely Williams, all returned for the third and final Cheetah Girls movie, Raven chose not to come back, claiming she felt left out and ostracized from the other girls. After that, the Cheetah Girls quickly dissolved into the Petty Girls, as Keely Williams and Adrienne Bailon had a falling out, and Raven didn't seem to stay friends with any of the group after opting out of the movie. However, in 2020, Keely and Raven healed their feud over Instagram Live, and Raven and Adrienne have both starred in Raven's Home, a spin-off of That's So Raven, since 2017. Raven's Home stars Symone as her older self, divorced and raising her kids alongside best friend and previous co-star Chelsea, played by Annalise van der Pol. In the series, Raven struggles with balancing work, parenting, and her psychic visions, before realizing her son may have inherited her supernatural talent. Annalise and Raven have stayed close over the years between That's So Raven and the spin-off show, but recently, Annalise revealed she was asked to leave both That's So Raven and Raven's Home, By who and when is still a mystery, since the actress shared the shocking news on her TikTok with no explanation. She has opened up about the racism she saw from Disney towards Raven at a young age, remarking that the studio couldn't even imagine a black girl in the lead role of a show until Raven came along. So, with the Disney drama from years ago settled and a new sense of confidence, you'd think Raven Symone could do no wrong, but you'd be mistaken. Instead, drama has followed her from place to place, and some of it has definitely been created by a few of Symone's more eccentric opinions. In 2014, Raven sat down with Oprah and addressed rumors around her sexuality after she publicly supported gay marriage becoming legal in 2013. In the interview, Symone claimed she didn't identify as African American or as a gay person, just an American who loves other humans. While some fans understood the point she was trying to make, to most, it sounded like she wasn't proud of her African American roots. This didn't exactly go over well with many of Symone's fans, especially in the Black community. Eventually, without officially coming out of the closet, Raven began dating and eventually married her wife, Miranda Madej. The two met and began dating in 2015, but Symone ended the relationship at least once out of fear that the Black community wouldn't support her. Apparently, Raven was worried about her Black fans being disappointed in her choice of a white partner and didn't feel comfortable introducing Miranda to the world. After a short break, Raven realized her real fans would support her no matter what, and in 2020, she and Miranda were married in a very small and private ceremony at friend and fellow star Debbie Allen's house in Los Angeles. While a few people commented on such a prominent Black actress choosing a white partner, Hollywood was overall supportive of the couple, and their podcast has only grown in popularity since they began recording. In 2015, Raven came under fire more than once for her comments as a temporary co-host of the daily morning show, The View. In one segment, she recommended that a girl treated violently by police while at high school should have followed the rules better and put her phone away to avoid being treated cruelly, leaving some viewers angry that she would side with the police against an African American student. In another, Symone had to apologize after saying she wouldn't hire someone with a ghetto-sounding name, like Watermelondria, to work for her. While the apology appeased some viewers, other fans have been left wondering if Raven was just caught making an inappropriate joke or if she's secretly anti-Black. Years later, during the controversial Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial in 2022, Raven came under fire again, this time from feminists who were horrified by a TikTok in which she and her wife seemed to mock Amber Heard. However you feel about one of the biggest public trials in the last few years, it wasn't a great look for Raven to be seen mocking a woman who was allegedly a domestic violence victim. While we can't say how Raven herself feels about these issues because she hasn't released a statement, it's clear from Twitter and other online sources that some fans have been worried about Raven's behavior for several years now, and recent headlines don't seem to be making that any better. In 2023, with the success of Raven's Home's 6th season on Disney Channel and a happy marriage to Miranda Madej, plus a popular podcast, you might think Symone wouldn't want to bring any attention to herself with outlandish comments. Die-hard fans of the star know better, so it may not surprise you to hear that in August 2023, Raven came under fire again, this time for calling out her former The View co-star, Whoopi Goldberg. On a recent episode of the Best Podcast Ever with Raven and Miranda, Symone outright asked Whoopi to her face if she was a lesbian, telling the actress she gave off lesbian vibes. While Whoopi handled the situation with tact and clarified that she isn't a lesbian, some fans are angry with Raven for trying to out the older actress or force her to identify herself as gay. On top of all of this mess, Raven has recently worried fans by claiming to be psychic, much like her character on That's So Raven. According to Symone, she believes that humans have the ability in their brain to tap into energy fields that allow for truth to connect when you know how to translate it correctly. While this might sound like a pile of word salad to some listeners, Raven seems to be serious, even saying she can sometimes see what's going to happen to her in other dimensions. Is it possible that Raven's just method acting to keep the interest on her Disney Channel hit? Or does the actress really think she can see the future? What do you think? Sound off in the comments on whether or not this former child star has really lost it, and don't forget to stay tuned here for more true celebrity stories.